Welcome back in. So you've no doubt seen the ads. Sports betting is now legal in the Commonwealth and millions are clearly buying in.
But here's the question. Is it generating the tax revenue the state thought it would? On Your Side investigator Rachel DePompa delving into those numbers while sadly also finding an uptick in the number of calls to the state's gambling hotline.
You don't have to go to Vegas anymore to place your bets. Skill games are now at restaurants, even gas stations across Virginia. Richmond is betting voters will take a risk on building a casino. And as of January 1st, legal wagers through smartphone apps exploded onto the scene. The U.S. Supreme Court opened the floodgates 3 years ago, striking down a federal law banning sports betting in most states.
I've only made one sports wager in my life, and that was at a sports book in Las Vegas. It was small wager on my college football team.
Delegate Mark Sickles from Fairfax sponsored the bill to officially bring sports betting to Virginia.
I just want to have the state to benefit from these revenues since it's happening anyway.
The state's watchdog agency reviewed gaming in the Commonwealth before it became legal. It pointed out Virginians were already wagering over $1 billion each year on the lottery, charitable gaming, and horse races. The report noted that didn't include any illegal activity with offshore sports books, already easy to access on smartphones. In the first 4 months of this year, Virginians have wagered $865 million. The Commonwealth's winnings, $3.2 million in tax revenue.
The revenues that we hope to get have not started yet. It's still pretty early. We think there's an opportunity to bring in maybe $50 million a year to the state.
Since the Supreme Court decision, nearly 75% of U.S. states have either legalized sports wagering or introduced legislation to do so.
We've legalized a product that people were engaging with, in not a legal and regulated way. So now they have a safe outlet that both protects the consumers and provides such great revenue.
Jessica Feel is the Vice President of Government Relations at the American Gaming Association, a national trade group that represents the $261 billion casino industry.
Our industry takes responsible gaming commitments extremely seriously. We spend over $300 million a year on responsible gaming efforts.
Licensed operators like FanDuel and DraftKings are charged a 15% tax on the money they make in Virginia. Just 2.5% of that tax goes to the Commonwealth's Problem Gambling Treatment and Support Fund. With Virginians gambling $865 million in the first 4 months of this year, that fund's collected $79,000. The fund is run by the Virginia Department of Behavioral Health.
We're going to have a lot of different strategies that we want to use with the prevention approach. And yes, heightening community awareness in terms of resources for support and for treatment.
Are we going to see advertisements about the helpline?
We want to start from the very beginning, early on, before problems occur, and then also making sure that the resources like the helpline is promoted.
And calls to the state's gambling hotline have more than doubled since January when compared to the first 4 months of 2020.
The vast majority of those who called in were men between the ages of 18 and 45. March saw the most dramatic uptick in calls. It was during March Madness, but there was also a gambling awareness campaign underway.
Delegate Sickles says he is concerned about an increase in gambling addiction, but he also says that's why money is being set aside.
I think that the average sports bettor is a little bit different from people that are addicted to the roulette table or playing blackjack or poker.
So who's calling into the state's gambling hotline, and how do you spot a problem? How do you know the warning signs? We sat down with a recovering gambling addict, and he's now helping others. That part of our story tonight at 6. For the On Your Side investigators, Rachel DePompa, NBC 12 News.
Thanks, Rachel. By the way, if you or someone you know has a gambling problem, you can call, text, or chat with someone for free. The number 1-888-532-3500.
Accurate.